Good afternoon, my dear colleagues at Batangas Wedding and Events Professional. If I may recall, July 29, 2019 was the first ever election of the officers and board of directors and cluster heads of BWEB. And in behalf of my officers and board of directors, I would like to present to you what are our accomplishments and achievements. Several meetings after the election, we initiated to have different meetings for the committee to formalize the induction. And side by side with the creation of the different committees for the induction, the officers realized that the association has no mission, vision, and bylaws. And in that particular moment, I myself drafted the bylaws in a span of 1 week, and Dr. Lala as well formulated the draft of the mission and vision. And after that, uh, during nighttime, I went to Doctora to finalize the draft, which we will present to our officers during the time. And in August 21, 2019, at Palazzo Antonio, we presented the draft of the bylaws, mission, and vision. It was really a thorough word for word scrutiny of the officers for our mission, vision, and bylaws. And on October 9, 2019, the first General Assembly meeting after the induction at Ginasel's Function Hall, which was the ratification of the mission, vision, and bylaws of BWEP, was done. There were also official photos of all our members which were taken during the time for our profile. Mr. Lemuel Guico spearheaded the creation of our BWEP Hymn, and we have to congratulate Lemuel for a very good lyrics and formulation of our BWEP Hymn. Likewise, we want to thank Abby Villena for which she finalized the BWEP logo, as well as we got also our dry seal, the BWEP flag, the Philippine flag, and finally we had our red plate, which symbolizes the leadership of the presidency, which we are using during the turnover ceremony of every incoming president. Our first project is spearheaded by Dr. Lala Perez. It was called the First Aid Workshop, which was held at the Batangas Medical Society building last October 23, 2012. Why we have adopted this first project? Simply because we know for a fact that coming the December and January months, we have a lot of events, and we want our staff to be the goal of their safety during their events. And at Club Ananda, before the big day of the induction, we have our final pre-prod meeting, as well as a get-together, and as well as the photo shoot of all the BWEP officers, board of directors, and cluster heads, including our core group. There was also a surprise number for our BWEP families, and really, I think all the participants did well in that surprise number. Come November 26, 2019, our induction day, a modern Filipiniana-inspired theme, which was held at the Old Grove Farmstead. This was the first ever set of officers, board of directors, cluster heads of the Batangas Wedding and Events Professional. It was indeed a success. 95% or more attendance was achieved, And our guest speaker during that night is our current governor, Governor Dodo Mandanas. And the month after is December and January. We know for a fact that all of us, all wedding suppliers, all suppliers are busy that time. So we did not have any meeting at all December and January. January 28 is the last General Assembly meeting of BWEP prior to the lockdown. What we have done here is the submission of all the DIT and mayor's permit of all our members. There were suggested projects and there were workshops that were suggested during the time. The first workshops is the work ethics and personality development, which was targeted to commence on March 2020. The second workshop was financial aspects of the business. And the third workshop is branding and digital marketing. With regards to the outgoing ethics committee, they were able to resolve two cases. The first case is the case of Rena Montalvo about her client. With the intervention of the ethics committee, it was amicably settled. And the second case is the case of Michelle Bagui and the other supplier. And the ethics committee agreed that Michelle Bagui has no wrongdoings for that case, but it is just a matter of miscommunication between the two suppliers. On March 15, 2020, the biggest blow to the whole wedding industry, of course, to BWEP as well, lockdown was announced. And on March 21, 2020, and before the formulation of this letter to the governor, I myself have personally asked our current governor, Dodo Mandana, for some assistance to our memberships. And thanks God, he is so generous to us that he gave some grocery items for the members. The BWEP officers, board of directors, and clusters and group and core group decided also to extend 500 pesos for each of all the members. And lastly, we landed as the first batch of officers, and we do not have any single centavo in our hands. But as to date, we have a cash flow, a cash on hand of about 426,629.11. And later on, Mr. will be the one to discuss to you the breakdown of our statement of accounts. And before ending my message, I would like first and foremost to congratulate the incoming president, Mr. Oster Perez, as well as the whole batch of officers and board of directors, including the cluster heads. I know for a fact that all of you, and I believe in you, that you will be able to succeed in your term. I wish you all the best of luck to make BWEP a successful, following our mission and vision. And to the BWEP COMELEC, I want to commend you for a very organized election, and I do hope that everybody will be one with us. Mabuhay kayong lahat. Mabuhay ang wedding events professional. Isang magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat.
We are united, we are one, bringing innovations and beyond, and creating unforgettable moments. We are Batangas wedding and event professionals, bound with integrity and honor, dedicated to provide the best event suppliers. It will always be a privilege for us to be part of someone's life event. So here we are, Batangas finest, the Batangas wedding and event professionals. are united, we are one, bringing innovations and beyond, in creating unforgettable moments. We are Batangas wedding and event professionals, bound with integrity and honor, dedicated to provide the best event suppliers. It will always be a privilege for us to be part of someone's life event. So here we are, Batangas finest, the Batangas wedding and event professionals. Oh, down with integrity and honor, dedicated to provide the best event suppliers. It will always be a privilege for us to be part of someone's life events. So here we are, Batangas finest, the Batangas wedding and event professionals. The Batangas wedding and event professionals.